Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with a ban list video. We have some updates to a couple of ban lists and I have some thoughts about them that I want to share. So let's start off with the non-EDH commander ban list because that's a whole ball game on its own. We're going to get first into modern, which is the most important because Deathrite Shaman is banned. You know that guy who everyone hates from every format because he's that good? Well, he is no more in modern. So for those of you who have been collecting him, have been running him, it's kind of sad because this really hurts Jund in Modern. It makes it nearly unplayable. And because Wild Nacatl is being unbanned, it means that Zoo has a chance to come back, as well as some other severe aggro decks that are not Jund. And Wild Nacatl being unbanned, kind of saw that coming. Aggro is not crazy powerful, and there are plenty of matchups that keep what was originally making Zoo so powerful, keep it in check. And of course, we don't have Bloodbraid Elf, which is also an important thing to remember about that. So Jund is effectively damaged, if not killed. Wild Nacatl is definitely going to bring back some interesting archetypes, and because Wild Nacatl is such a pusher in format, they also unbanned Bitterblossom. And wow, this card we've been waiting for a while. Most people saw it coming, but no one really wanted to believe it, which is why not enough people invested in it, or at least not enough people invested a lot of money in it, because Bitterblossom was still around $15, $20 before the unbanning, so it wasn't cheap. And now it's skyrocketed to, I don't even remember how much it was. Yeah, this is too much. It's in the 60s. This is played, actually. Some of these are played. It's in the 60s right now. I'm guessing it's going to settle around 50 to 60 unless a crazy modern deck becomes the norm, in which case this card will be even more. But the foils are 100 plus, and this card is out of control. It is awesome. I'm very happy I picked up my couple early on. That being said, Fairies and Bitterblossom really work well against Nacatl, so it's nice that they unban Nacatl to have decks that can run against Fairies and run against decks running Bitterblossom. So that's kind of a nice mirror having them back and forth. Deathrite Shaman being banned is fine. We kind of saw it coming. Don't expect a price drop for Deathrite Shaman because he's still a major card in Legacy and Vintage, and he is going to leave Standard still a rock star. If you guys have foils you want to trade me, though, because you're not interested in anymore since you're not going to run them in Modern, I'd be happy to trade for them, so contact me. That is our stuff. Legacy, nothing changed in Legacy, nothing changed in Vintage. I don't know why in Legacy they haven't done anything about Show and Tell. Really, we're not moving to hurt that deck in any way. Okay, and Standards seems fine as is. Commander has only one card being banned, and that card is this guy. Yep, the bad boy from Gatecrash, which is still in Standard, so this is fairly recent. He is being banned, and I actually really don't agree with their reasons. They say that the format is better off without it because a lot of people don't like the card. There's a lot of cards that people don't like, so I don't feel that justifies the banning of him. It meets many markers of a banned card. It invalidates many other creatures as search targets, meaning it's really good. It causes arguments about whether it's degenerate or reasonable. I don't know about that. Only in decks that can recur him over and over again would I consider him unreasonable in any way, and I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. It can be easily accelerated into a turn 4 or 5. Well, any deck that can accelerate into big creatures could accelerate for that. I don't think that works. And it turns a reasonable ramp deck into uninteresting games. Okay, so only a really powerful ramp deck does this card make really good. There's lots of cards that work that way. And by combining all these different awesomeness, it becomes overwhelming and repetitive, and they want to remove it. Well, there are other cards, like this guy, who it will now just automatically fill the place of Sylvan Primordial. And what makes Terastodon really annoying, unlike Sylvan Primordial, is that Sylvan Primordial has to hit only one target per player at the table. Terastodon, even if you're not flickering it, can come in and wipe out 3 of one player's stuff, which means this card can be much more abused to really shut out and hurt players in the game. The effect, even though you don't ramp from it, it's still absolutely annoying as can be, and this card will now be filling that Sylvan Primordial slot, so I don't see how this is really helping. Green has these huge creatures, they're really strong. I don't think that's the problem. The guy who's the problem, and this is why Sylvan Primordial was so broken, was decks that ran Deadeye Navigator and Tangent. I already discussed this in my video, which I'll put in the description, where I talked about cards that should be banned. I think Deadeye Navigator is a much bigger problem than Sylvan Primordial by far, and most people who've played against this card, come on, is there really anyone who can say this card is fun to play against? It's ridiculous. So those are my thoughts. I really wish they had banned Deadeye Navigator instead. Sylvan Primordial will be coming out of my deck for something else. Maybe a Pharah, I don't know. And the other ban list is kind of absurd. Bitterblossom is expensive. Nacatl is rather, the foil is expensive, but the regular is cheap, so you should be fine with that. And Deathrite Shaman being banned is not going to hurt its cost long term, so don't dump all yours instantly. That's what I gotta say. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Tap the like button, and I'm going to be getting you guys my top 10 Born of the Gods hopefully tomorrow for Commander ADH. So stay tuned for that. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.